Well, thank you for tuning in to the National Real Estate Cafe with Don Gedling and Gino Franti for your daily dose of real estate market updates. And we have a doozy for you today.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is we're going to talk about the mortgage process because Don's been in the business for a long time. I've been in the business for quite some time. And I was asking Don, I said, all you need to do is fog a mirror, right? And you can get a house?
Yeah, oh, and some of you might not even know this movie. It was so long ago, but he's been watching Back to the Future. Because those were the days. But now it's actually you just have to qualify for a home, which is a good thing for everyone because you actually need to be able to afford the home that you're purchasing. So this is not a bad thing, right, Gino?
It's not. It's not a bad thing at all. And it also what it means is that all the appreciation we're seeing in the marketplace is real. It's not fueled by fancy mortgage product. Everybody that we give a mortgage to, we've evaluated their income. We've evaluated the source of their assets and their down payment. We've tried to make educated guesses of whether their income's going to continue. In fact, depending on what kind of income, we have to verify that the income's going to continue as well.
Right.
So we've done a really good job these days, and I'll say the last, 5 to 7 years, making sure that the people we put into homes can afford the homes we put them into.
Right. So we check out down payment. We see what kind of down payment we have to work with. It could be as low as 0% for vets, 3.5% FHA, 5% conventional. We check that out. And then we look at your income. We verify that. We look at your credit history, the assets, where are they coming from? FHA can be a gift from the parents or somebody you know.
And this is probably one of the important parts is the impartial third-party appraisal. We no longer have appraisers getting phone calls and values magically coming in where they need to be. We have an impartial third-party appraisal. We don't even know who the appraiser is going to be till after they've been at the house and we receive the report. So it keeps the lender out of it and just a little bit more accountability for the lender.
Okay, what are the next steps? You'll like this next slide because we're trying to prepare you. There's so many steps. If you are prepared, it will change the whole outcome and the stress levels of buying a home. A lot of people here say how stressful they are. Well, they just weren't with the right professionals.
That's right.
And they weren't prepared.
Yeah, so the first part of getting prepared is knowing what your credit score is. Now, you don't have to have perfect credit to buy a home. That's one of the myths as well. You can get into a home with as little as a 580 FICO. Things get better at 620. Things get a lot better at 640, okay? So that's what we're aiming for is at least a 640 FICO if you want to get, you know, a really nice mortgage. What I recommend is Identity Guard. And no, we're not sponsored by Identity Guard. It's just what I use to monitor my own credit. So identityguard.com works on my phone. I feel safe there, and it gives me a relatively accurate score.
All right, and then start gathering up all your documents. That's your W-2s, your tax returns for the last 2 years, all pages, your current income, your last 2 months' asset statements, and so forth, so that you can provide them to a professional. Go to a professional, not an internet-based lender or real estate professional. You want to go to someone who's been doing this for a long time because this is one of the biggest assets/debt you're ever going to have.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like if I would put on the advertisements, you'll be dealing with a rookie who has no experience. That should have a little disclaimer on all the internet lenders. That's basically the people that get hired into those roles to work for those companies. They're willing to work on a application pay basis. So they get paid to take applications, not to make sure you succeed.
Yeah, try calling Bob back after he did your initial application. Go, who's Bob? So also the big key is get pre-approved. It's imperative you get pre-approved. One for you, so you know exactly what your costs are, your payments are, and a various range of the prices you want to look for, plus you're going to need it to get your offer accepted. Without a pre-approval letter, it isn't going to happen.
And not all pre-approval letters are built the same way, Don. I could tell you this week in our office, we're so strong in our community that we have our listing agents sending emails to potential buyers saying, I'm sorry, I no longer will accept your Quicken approval letter because of so many declines in the past with that company. So I just saw that email go out last week from one of our listing agents. So work with a reputable local lender.
Local lender.
Somebody local in your area that has a good reputation. Most likely a great referral would be from your real estate agent.
And accountability is key. So stay accountable by tuning in daily to the National Real Estate Cafe by texting NREC to the number 58885, NREC to 58885, and tune in daily to see what's brewing.